Hello, I'm Richard Brown with Acme EZE-Tow Dolly Company. Thank you for your recent purchase of your Acme EZE-Tow Tow Dolly. You know, every week we get hundreds of emails and phone calls from customers like yourself asking about the easy and safe usage of their new tow dolly. So we've decided to prepare this simple instructional video advising you on the safe and easy usage of your new tow dolly. Thank you.
The EZE-Tow Tow Dolly, made in America, is designed with you in mind. This newest generation dolly has many practical improvements that make towing your vehicle easier than ever. The ideal height of your hitch is between 14 and 16 inches from the ground to the bottom of the coupler. Purchase a drop bar if necessary. Our dolly tongue is equipped with a 2-inch ball housing. There is a small telltale to help ensure that the ball is fully seated. Make sure to insert the safety lock pin in place. The self-latching safety chains should be crossed underneath and attached to the hitch. The emergency breakaway cable should be looped through the hitch and back to itself as shown. Connect the 4-flat wire harness. Use an adapter if necessary. Your dolly is equipped with a self-actuating hydraulic disc brake system. All you have to do is put it on the ball. Should you have the need to lock out your dolly's brakes for any reason, it is very simple to do. Simply take the included key and tape it in place. This will prevent your brakes from engaging. Be sure to remove it for normal use. DOT regulations do not allow for a permanent lockout feature. This slotted area is the amount of braking range you have. If your brakes are completely disengaged, this pin should be all the way forward. Your disc brakes never need adjusting. However, as your brake pad wears down, it will be necessary to add some brake fluid. There are 2 caps in place, a dust cover cap and the actual rubber cap to the reservoir. Clean away any dirt or dust, carefully remove both, and top up the reservoir with DOT 3 or 4 brake fluid. The reservoir only holds about 1 ounce of fluid and should not be filled to the brim. Be very careful to properly reseat both caps. The top cap is often lost because it is not properly reseated. The newest generation Acme EZE-Tow Tow Dolly is equipped with the Acme SureGrip galvanized steel ramps. They attach to the dolly for easy loading and unloading. The ramps have a very aggressive tread. It is a good idea to wear gloves. The ramps have 3 positions they can be placed in. This will accommodate 98% of all cars. Okay, your dolly is now ready to load. The dolly and the towing vehicle should be straight in line with one another. The vehicle you are about to load should be straight to the dolly and evenly spaced. Make sure the ramps are in the best position for your car's tires. It is best to have a person observing from the outside, but not necessary. If you have an observer, agree on the hand gestures or communication before beginning. You want to drive up the steel ramps nice and steady. Do not stop until you feel the car transition onto the dolly platform, then stop for a moment. Then from there, with 1 foot over the brake, slowly pull up to the front of the dolly till your tires are touching the front stops. Apply your parking brake to hold this position. If you centered and squared your car to the dolly, then both of your car tires are now touching the front of the dolly. And when not in use, our newly re-engineered ramps are designed to store on the dolly exactly as seen here. When slightly offset, they will lock together. Make sure to strap them down tightly so that they will not slip in transit. Your dolly is equipped with the newest generation wheel straps. They are very easy and intuitive to use. There is not a left or right. Simply attach the clips to the appropriate tie loop on the back of the dolly, drape the wheel strap over the dolly, and feed the long strap through the winch. You want to make certain that the winch is positioned exactly in the center of the tire. Having the winch too far to either direction will cause fraying of the strap. Be certain the yellow strap and winch are centered on the tire tread. Once fully tightened, the winch will not move. Use a 1 1/8 inch wrench, socket, or adjustable wrench to tighten the wheel straps. If you will be towing the same car for a while, you may want to consider cutting off the excess tail of the strap. This makes loading a little faster and helps prevent the spool from overfilling. If the spool overfills, the winch will not lock properly. There should not be any abrasion point on the straps at the winch or behind the tires. You must check visually and by hand to verify that there are no abrasion points. These straps and winches are laboratory tested. They do not break, but they can be cut or abraded through. Be sure to look carefully at the lock to ensure the teeth and the gear are fully seated to one another. Your dolly is equipped with safety chain banjos. Every car is different, so you have to determine the best place to attach the S-clip to your car's suspension. Then run the other end of the chain through the banjo. Leave a little slack, an inch or two. If necessary, you can use a zip tie to hold the locking link in place, or a quick link to ensure it stays in place. Neither are included. Okay, we are ready to go on the road now. A few things first though. Check and verify that all your dolly lights are working correctly. Be sure to take the parking brake off. Leave your transmission and park. If your car has a locking steering column, it must be left in the unlocked position. If this results in the battery being left on, you have 3 choices. Disconnect one terminal of the battery, install a battery quick disconnect, or pull the ignition fuse. Same as towing 4 flat would require. You can buy a memory-saving device at the auto parts store. A 9-volt battery that plugs into the 12-volt outlet. It will save all your settings. During this demonstration drive, we will be making some 90-degree turns, a few hard braking stops, and return to base. In this shot, you want to observe that the towed car's wheels never move on the dolly. Instead, the towed car's suspension is being inverted and used to turn the steering column of the towed car. Profound and simple. Most modern car manufacturers are no longer using locking steering columns as part of their security system. This is the reason we designed the articulating wheel pan out of our dolly several years ago. This is the future of tow dollies. Note in these suspension shots, there is a lot of muscling and moving around of the towed car's suspension. It is essential that the towed car's suspension have some freedom to move and flex. What you are seeing here is some very complex physics at play. In this interior shot, the steering wheel is worked briskly to accommodate these hard 90-degree turns. If your car has a locking steering column, it is important to leave it unlocked to turn freely. If your car does not have a locking column, then you can just load and go. In these suspension shots, we are traveling down the interstate at 70 miles per hour. The safety chains and the attaching banjos help to limit yaw and travel in tight turns. It is important to leave a few inches of slack in the safety chains to allow the towed car to flex or move some. The safety chains should draw back up tight to the front of the dolly when all 3 vehicles are straight. Here, we are demonstrating the function of the disc brake actuator. As you can see, the actuator action is very precise, proportional, and very responsive. There is no delay or chucking. It is a seamless, instantaneous transition from slight to hard braking. As soon as you pull forward, the brakes are quickly released. No complicated or expensive brake controllers to install or keep adjusted. No electrical wiring to depend on and eventually troubleshoot. Unlike some electric brake designs that are all on or all off, the Acme hydraulic disc brake actuator is always proportional and does not actuate when the dolly is unloaded, thus saving the dolly tires from locking up and wearing prematurely. Of course, our disc brakes never need adjusting, and our bearings are sealed and maintenance-free. Unloading your towed car is very easy and fast. Be sure the towed car is in park and the parking brake is on first, as your towed car may roll off the dolly if it is not. It is very important to be aware of the status of the parking brake before you attempt to get under the towed car for any reason. Simply use your wrench to rotate the spindle forward, holding the locking bar back and release. Then hold it open to pull the strap out. If your winch is too tight to release this way, you can also simply hit the locking bar with a hammer and it will release. The RV, dolly, and towed car should all be straight before attempting to unload. Save some money and get the best dolly available. Buy the Acme Ultralight EZE-Tow Tow Dolly today. Here at Acme Tow Dolly Company, we believe that safe trailers save lives. Happy and safe motoring!